Hi, I'm Amber Brown. I'm here to speak in memory of my little brother Keegan. I can honestly say that Keegan was one of the littlest brothers ever. This was because he was born 4.5 months early. He was so tiny that my stepfather's wedding band fit loosely around his arm. He spent the first 5 months of his life in the hospital. We couldn't hold him for what seemed like an eternity. Instead, we sat in front of his isolette and we watched his heart monitor, hoping to see a quickening of the heart to indicate that he knew that we were there. We stayed fixed on his heart for all of his days. Eventually, Keegan came home. He became the most beautiful boy I have ever seen. His hair was satin and sparkled in the sunlight, and his eyes were big and blue and full of joy. He got to living his best life right away by soaking in all of the love that surrounded him. As a toddler on the beach, he often wound up naked running along the shoreline. Did you know that there are very few things harder to catch than a naked running toddler? I was away at college when he was growing up, so my mother would send me his pictures, and I would stare at them and weep. On my visits home, Keegan would give me the most incredible goodbye hugs. He would throw his arms around my neck and latch his legs around my waist, and we would cling to one another. Those hugs made it deep into my memory. They were so strong that I can close my eyes and still feel them today. He was pure love. Our family ran a venue called Purple Moon, and Keegan was at home there. He regularly worked the crowd, telling jokes and being witty. I remember how proud he was one evening when he had made $25 hustling people with magic tricks. It was incredible, but Mom thought it might be bad for business and made him stop. It was during this time that he developed a charming sense of humor that helped keep him out of trouble and endeared people to him. In his early 20s, our family moved to Indianapolis and opened an art gallery called Funkyard. He loved Indianapolis and delighted in scootering hard throughout the city. He formed friendships with diverse groups of people, and after he passed, several of them shared how he had inspired them to express themselves musically and artistically. He carried a backpack with him everywhere he went, and I was charmed to learn of its contents. It was full of pens and markers and paints and miniature canvases. He would paint little paintings and give them away as gifts, and sometimes he would share his supplies with others and encourage them to make art with him. He was always living in the moment, and he spent a great deal of time making the world a brighter place for those who crossed his path. Keegan left this world suddenly when he was struck by a car on a late-night walk. Just as his soul was early on arrival, it was also early to depart. I still stare at his photographs and weep. I still close my eyes and feel his heartfelt hugs. I see him everywhere now when I'm present in the moment and the beauty of the world reveals itself. His joy is seen in dancing clouds and fluttering fall leaves and beams of sunlight. I see his playful spirit in the frolicking of the winged and the four-legged creatures that cross my path. I find him best when I follow his lead and be present in the moment. Keegan is a bright light, and our love for him reaches deep into the great unknown. The world is more beautiful today than it ever was because he helped make it so.